Summer, we decided to do a quick video series with 7 signs that it might be time to move on. So this is aimed at anyone in their legal career at any stage, really. It could be any level of qualification, any seniority, and all of these signs, really, these aren't necessarily things that mean that you need to leave tomorrow, but these are things that perhaps it's worth paying attention to, that perhaps your future doesn't lie where you are at the moment. But to get stuck in, then, the first point is perhaps that you've stopped learning. Now, this isn't necessarily because you don't want to learn, but because you've stopped developing. So perhaps you're handling the same files, the same clients, the same issues, just year after year. And you can really do the work with your eyes closed. Nobody's really stretching you, but nobody's really investing in you. No one's helping you prepare for that next stage of your career. And so the message with this one, really, whilst comfort is nice, stagnation is what's dangerous. 2 in our 7 signs it might be time to move on series is that perhaps that you're facing the same problems every year. So every firm has challenges, that's only natural. The question is whether they're temporary frustrations or whether they're permanent features of where you are. So perhaps you spent the last 3 appraisal cycles raising the same concerns around support or supervision, progression, technology, culture, or anything else, and nothing really changes. The issue simply may not be you. The key message here is at some point you have to stop waiting for change and just start creating it yourself. Point 3 on our 7 signs it might be time to move on series is this is a really key topic, that your salary has quietly fallen behind. So many lawyers don't realise they're affected by salary changes until they look around. So perhaps you haven't noticed that NQ salaries are really rising. You haven't noticed that the market is moving and salaries again have risen. New hires might come in and suddenly be on really competitive packages. But meanwhile, loyal existing staff receive only a small annual increase. And so in truth, they just gradually fall behind year on year. So the key message here is that loyalty shouldn't really come at the expense of your earning potential. It's time to think about whether you're earning what you're worth. Number 4 in our 7 signs it might be time to move on series is that you can't see the next step. This can be a really big one. Perhaps you're an associate, you can't see a route to senior associate, or you're a senior associate who can't see that route to partnership, or maybe even you're a partner and you just don't know what success looks like from here on in. You don't know, if you don't know where you're heading, then how will you know when you've arrived? That's really the question to ask yourself. And the key message is that clarity creates momentum. So having that clarity on where you're going means you are more likely to get the momentum and the motivation and the forward motion to get there. Number 5 in the 7 signs it might be time to move on series is that the firm's future no longer matches your own. This links into lots of issues at the moment around AI, technology, and also often comes down to training. The firm might be standing still while the profession moves forward. Perhaps technology isn't being adopted, training isn't being prioritised, and that investment just isn't happening. You don't need your firm to be perfect, but you do need confidence to know that it's moving forward in the right direction. And the key message here is that your future is heavily influenced by the environment that you're developing in, and you want to make sure you are in a forward-looking environment. 6 in our 7 signs it might be time to move on series is that you're successful on paper, but you're unhappy in reality. Now, you might have the good salary, the good title, good quality work, perhaps even a firm that looks really impressive on your CV, and still something feels off. You find yourself dreading those Monday mornings, you feel really drained after team meetings and questioning whether you really want to spend another year doing this again. Sometimes it's not about the work itself, it can just be about the people around you, the colleagues that energise you, or the manager that develops you, the partner who can champion your progression, and that culture that really makes you feel valued. Or, on the alternative, it can be the absence of all of those things. So I've seen lawyers in firms who might describe it like a weight has been lifted once they move on, despite doing very similar work for very similar clients. But the difference was the environment, the leadership, and that support from people. After all, you spend a lot of time at work. And so you do just want to be sure that the people that you have around you are having a really significant and positive impact on your motivation, your confidence, and ultimately that will have the same impact on your overall job satisfaction. So the key message is that a role can look perfect on paper and still be the wrong fit for you, and that's absolutely fine, but you do just need to take that step back to look at it and assess whether that is the case. Number 7 in our 7 signs that it might be time to move on series is that really you've already decided it's time to move on, but you just haven't admitted it to yourself yet. Now, there have been studies done which show that people who have made significant life changes were on average happier afterwards. And that doesn't mean that they've made the right decision, it's just that they have made a decision. Many people spend months or even years sitting on the fence thinking, I just need to gather more information, I just need to work out what to do, when deep down they really know what to do already. And the lesson here isn't it's always good to leave, it's that the uncertainty can become almost like a comfort blanket. That can be the place where you feel happy enough in the uncertainty that you're making a decision. But the key message is really that sometimes the decision has already been made. You're just looking for permission to make it. Now, if a conversation with someone like myself is going to help you, then please do reach out. Always happy to talk. And I hope you've enjoyed the summer series.